knocking out all bums. Don't bring that weak shit in here.
4, 3, 2, kick it.
Yo, Chico, expose these clowns.
Testing 1, 2. Welcome. I couldn't even wait for the song to finish. We about to get into this. It's been an interesting day, or I would say days, before this topic. Interesting conversations I've had on both sides of the topic. But right now, you know what we do in the beginning. We do rep your city. 5 minutes. Let me know where you're checking in from. Gonna get the timer started. Let's go. I see you, David. I see you, Jackson. I see you, Lysandra. What's going on? Peace and blessings to you as well, Jackson. Appreciate you. As we get people in the room. Like I said, it's been interesting. If you can't tell by some of the posts I've made, just to let people know, because sometimes people mistake the smile for weakness somehow, and they can whine to me on the phone, and all of a sudden that's going to make me wilt or fold. And I'm like, you obviously don't know who I am to even think that that is something that I'll be okay with. But it's the new people that need to get to know me first before they make those assumptions. Arrogance can get you into trouble. Chicago College Park. Okay, repping. All right, I see you. And for the newbies and, for people who are checking it out for the first time, I apologize if that sounds a little rough or harsh in, my dealings. Waycross is in the building. I see you, David. Atlanta's in the building. Lysandra. This is a no topics, no holds barred show. No topics is off limits. I'm sorry. No holds barred type show. So if this is something where, certain topics you're not willing to talk about, this ain't the show for you. Because we're not running from no topic. We're not hiding or saying certain topics are taboo. We don't want to discuss it, what have you. We're talking about everything. Everything. And I understand it's not going to be for everybody. And my opinions are just that. My opinions. Just like your opinions are your opinions. We can agree to disagree and still be respectful. But what you're not going to do is tell me what my opinion is. No one. He said you couldn't wait for this show today? Appreciate you, man. Yeah, this one's, I've been chomping at the bit for this one. Because like I said, I've literally had conversations with both sides of this argument where I'm like, they will get exposed tonight. For the extreme that they are standing on and expecting me to stand on that extreme with them. They don't know me very well, do they? Forgive them, for they know not what they do. But hopefully they'll learn. Some will learn. Some will be stuck on stupid, and I ain't got nothing to do with that. I have no control over that. I can just give you the information, and what you do with it, it's on you. And my bad, I forgot to put on my air real quick. Hold on one sec. shouldn't have went right in front of the camera like that. But I gotta get a little wind in here before it get a little too stuffy. Y'all do me a favor and invite somebody. You know, not the weak people. Weak people stay home. And I understand this is a public site, so some people will never. And I'm not opposed to it, but some people will never send me a friend request, and I will start deleting some people. Like my comment said, if I deem that you're racist or a man hater, you got to go, family included. Don't care if you blood. You know, you will get dealt with just as non-family. I'm trying to see, that's all the people. There he is. Because we will separate the real from the fake. Chanel, welcome, welcome. Mud, welcome, welcome. We're about to get started in a second. You missed a little bit first part where I'm talking about we knocking out all bums. Tonight is the night. You know, Montgomery, Alabama. Okay, wait a minute. That's not the same. Oh, yeah, were you about to... I understand why you said Montgomery. Gotcha. Bruce. It's about that time. Alexandria, Louisiana, in the building, watching from Las Vegas. She's at the casinos, you know, with the dollar slots, you know. But it's time for the topic, and I think this is an appropriate background for it. Sorry, my eyes aren't that good. No, I'm like, I know I spelled something wrong. How, dude? How? How did you get that? Alright, so, here we go. The topic tonight, bad cops versus bad protesters. But to be specific, all cops are bad or all protesters need to be shot. What are y'all thoughts? Absolutely, and never a dirty, nasty leg. Mookie G, what's going on? Tell your boy Tyrone to get his butt in here. We about to get at it. I need you to come through tomorrow if you're not doing anything around 2 p.m. You know, you're light skinned. They won't mess with you as much as they'll mess with me. Oh, you missed a lot, man. You're gonna have to look at the replay on the first part of this, but he said you took 4 of them slots. He said Henry County representing. I see you, Bruce. Fayetteville is planning their protest 2 p.m. So if you want to roll down, let me know. You know, coordinate. But I probably will be going live tomorrow. You know, around 2 p.m. on that. Derek, what's going on? Okay, she's starting it off. Chanel, these cops are bad. Real talk. Oh, you said neither. Got you on the thing. I'm with you, Mutt. And agree. You know, there's good and evil cops, protesters, people in general. Absolutely. And what I can't stand is when someone says, I don't like a generalization on me, but I'm going to do a generalization on somebody else. That is retarded. Now, hopefully I didn't steal somebody's thunder who thought that I was going to be on one side or the other because they think they know me. But, like I said, we knocking out all bums. One's on this side of that extreme, and one's on the other side of the extreme. So, some people's feelings going to get hurt tonight if they had a preconceived notion that I felt one way or the other about this topic. But y'all going to be all right. All cops aren't bad. Thank you, Mookie. I said they both have arguments that I think they just take it too far, because I do agree. Cops who don't say, hey, other cop that's bad, I need to check you because you aren't doing the right thing. You a coward. Period. Don't say you're a good cop and you're not checking the ones around you because of the career. Now, granted, I understand there are things that where cops are worried about their career, especially in the sheriff department. It's a little different in the city. The politics is a little different. People can hang you out to dry, and it almost pays to be corrupt. Mookie G, you crazy, but I agree with it on a way of like Roy Woods Jr. He did a bit on that, and I'm like, it's funny as I don't know what, but it's true. They start giving out anonymous tips about cops doing bad and pay them for them. Come on, man. Or like the other person said, if there was every time they mess up, kind of like group discipline, it come out the cops pension plan. Oh yeah, they'll clean that up real quick. You start messing with a cop's retirement plan after he put in 30 years, because most cops' pensions are extremely long. Cities are screwing them over royally. So I mean, I've talked to plenty of people who have had their pensions extended. So they got to dang near do 30, 40 years before they can get a pension, and it's not, considerably, high. It's like 50, 60%. Like that's crazy. So they're really trying to make people die before they can catch any pension. The stress of being a cop, the equipment that you got to wear day in, day out, that wears and tears on your body. A lot of stuff people don't talk about. Some are just out of control and have anger issues that I can see. Yeah, I mean, just call them out on it, just to be honest, And on the other side, it's like, you got protesters, and then you got people that are just ignorant and just want to be out there in the street. What's going on, Taz? I appreciate you. Who are just out there because that's their whole goal in life. That was their, they've been waiting for this for years, and they see somebody protest and they're like, yeah, wait a minute, what are we doing this for? So what does that got to do with tearing up a Target? Ain't got nothing to do with that. Now, granted, there's supposedly rumors that there's strategic placements of crates of bricks so that people can grab those bricks and then use it to break in windows. Or undercover cops doing certain things as well. Don't know if it's true. Because a lot of this stuff, even this fake picture that's going around where they try to say that all 4 cops represented a different nationality. And one of the pictures is like a teenager. Just so they can say, oh, this one is looks Mexican or something. He's definitely the cops, especially the racist cops, but there are some good cops too. The protesters just want to let their voice be heard peacefully. Yeah, and are there going to be idiots that are protesters? Absolutely. Half the time there are videos showing protesters stopping other protesters. Like, what are you doing? That's not what we out here for. You know what I mean? But don't say that that's every protester, because you got these idiots over here doing extra. Just like the news always finds the dumbest person to interview, you got some protesters that need to sit their behinds down. They ain't got no business out there. They're not out there for the protest. I mean, for the movement or whatever. They're out there to tear some stuff up, and using anything as an excuse. So again, I don't believe all cops are bad, because then I'll be talking about myself. Because if y'all didn't know, yeah, I went to a police academy. Yep. Got family that are police officers. Got friends that are police officers. So for me to go, yes, because Chauvin did this up there, I am mad at all cops, would be an incorrect statement. Yeah, we did, Mutt. You know what I mean? It is. And it's almost like, and he told me, it's like, he on his side, there's a lot of, less than intelligent whites that get targeted too, so they can be looking crazy on TV. So I guess the show or the news could get a rating because they got the dumbest person in the world to speak. He said, well, one of my brother-in-laws is the police as well as my cousin. They have been confronted by white police officers, and they do what they can to be stand-up. My brother-in-law physically got into it with a DeKalb County white cop back in 2002. Both were in uniform. My brother was stopping the white cop from pulling an intoxicated young black woman out of her car by her hair. They fought. My brother was suspended. He was full county. Yeah, and so those are the factors that they got to consider before they even stand up. And I've had my situations with my fellow cops that felt that because I'm a minority in that unit that they can talk out the side of their neck, and that somehow that badge is an invisible force field and I won't jack them up. People get that group courage and find out really quick that ain't going to work for me. It worked for some people because not everybody, is built the same. So some people you'll get away with that. Saying some really whack stuff. I had to get rid of a dude really recently who thought he could run his mouth. And I did it professionally. I did it all, mind my P's and Q's. But I would say 20 years ago, yeah, he'd have lost some teeth. And in his eyes, he thinks I'm weak, that I didn't handle it another way. But, he could think what he wants to. Just don't run up on me. You'll find out different. He says some of those protesters just wanted to be stealing, some are really for the cause. Absolutely. And I will never defend somebody in there because there's a whole lot of white people out there looting. But they don't want to admit that part. They want to say it's only black people out there taking stuff that don't belong to them. Because supposedly, because, I wouldn't doubt it because it's technology, that everybody who stole like an iPhone or whatever, they're useless. Because they got the record of it. And you're not going to be able to turn the darn phone on, dummy. But, they thought they were doing something because, iPhones are freaking retardedly expensive. He said I worded it so nicely. Appreciate it. I'm not sure what I said, but thank you. That was probably sarcastic. Hey, and everybody who has signed up on my website, thefreddychicoshow.com, you have the privilege of being able to come live with me in the future. We would just have to coordinate that. To let me know what topics you want to come live for, and we will make it happen. And before I go any further, I always like to give a shout out and love to my supporters. Starting with D. Smalls, Sonny, Walter, Stroud, my parents, Jose, David, Aishan, Lizandra, Shani, and Tony the Storm Barbados. Appreciate y'all. There are people that say they support. There's people that are watching and are wishing for my downfall, hating, sending other people to come at me, with craziness. But These people here actually support, and I appreciate you. Yes, undercover police. No, I appreciate y'all. And I do this and I try to improve each day for y'all. This is not a me show. This is a us show. This is an opinionated show. This is a educate the masses show. If y'all seen some of the ads that my marketing team is trying to get out there, we're trying to make a smarter society. Sift through all the BS, whether it's Fox News or CNN or whoever. Let's get the real. Let's not be Muppets. Let's not be manipulated puppets. By the elite who want to use us as pawns. That's my soapbox on that. Oh, you said you really laughed. It wasn't being facetious. Gotcha. Let me see if I pinned that up. Yeah, I did. All right, cool. Some protesters are plants. I agree. In the words of Tupac, we might fight amongst each other, but I promise you, we burn this down, you get us pissed. Yep. You said YouTube by a black cop. Yep, all races are brother. Absolutely. Ignorance is in all colors, and so is intelligence. And I know sometimes that same corny clown tried to make statements that he's impressed by my intelligence. Don't be. That's an insult. Don't think because of the color of your skin you automatically are more intelligent than me. Yeah. You get more than your feelings hurt. What's up, Joe? Haven't seen you in a while. Long time no see. Charlotte, North Carolina in the building. We still got to chop it up one of these days. Yeah, I'm preaching just a little bit, Mutt. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, they got all these kind of. I like this program called Life 360. I kind of learned it with my son's college orientation. That it's really a safety feature kind of program where it kind of shows you where you are at any given time, and can also send out a 911 kind of thing to alert others that you may need a help or assistance or like that. I like that. Cool program. No, I'm not giving them. They're not giving me no money per se, and I just speak the truth. So if Life 360 is listening, y'all can hit my Cash App. If y'all want to hook a brother up. What I mean. And for my members as well. If y'all want to hit the shop. Now, I'm not talking about soliciting. Cash App funds and all that. I'm talking about support the show by purchasing something at the shop, whether it's a hat, shirt, sweatpants, hoodie, jacket, mask, like my supporters have done. I appreciate you, and I'm going to continue doing this. And like I said, continue to improve. If you have suggestions, recommendations, gripes, critiques, all that, send them to me. I ain't scared. Darren, my brother, I appreciate you in here. Hey, man, are you working tomorrow? You and your brother Devin. We trying to do something in Fayetteville, 2 p.m. Let me know if you're available. Youngster, we need our youth out there as well. Because I might need my walker as I'm walking down the street. Buffalo Soldiers all day. I hear you. Although you might haven't heard the update, I'll hit you up offline. And there's a reason why I'm hitting you up offline. And it's not naturally my character, but I have let some people know that I am no longer a Buffalo Soldier, but I'm still family. You know what I mean? But I'll let you know the details offline or inbox you that stuff. There you go right there. Logic and critical thinking show. That's it. You don't have to think like me, but you do have to think. No dummies on this show. We're not. If you say something, you need to back it up. You need to have some type of. I heard it on Fox News. I heard it on CNN. Nah, that ain't gonna work for me. I'm gonna need you to do a little bit more research in that. You know, because that was the other thing. I had some clowns up there. Um, I don't know if it's gonna be at the Pavilion. The one that I heard about is gonna be off of Jeff Davis. And it's gonna go downtown Fayetteville. But if you have some information about the Pavilion one, because it's at the same time, 2 p.m. Let me know because maybe they switched locations. Don't want to be at the wrong location, be there by myself. Um, but some clown, like just like anything else, whenever it's a black victim, they tried to dirty his image by digging up some stuff about he was this worst criminal. And I don't know if this stuff is true. I'm actually hoping. Uh oh, am I chopping up? It's bad too. Hello. My set might be going by. Y'all let me know if that's better. No, Fayetteville, Georgia, not Fayetteville, North Carolina. Yeah. Um. Yeah, I've been I gotta get invest in a soundproof room. You know. Slowly but surely, I'm trying to get this thing up and running. It's cost a lot to get to this point. But I'm gonna work on it. Oh wow. Hmm. That might be the new thing. You said if they're gonna start at the Pavilion and go to Jeff Davis. That's a long route. I don't know if I can do all that, man. I'm gonna need a scooter or something. All the way from the Pavilion? Um, that's rough. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, I don't think I can. That might be a youngster kind of thing. I don't know if I could do that. I'll go all the way from the Pavilion to Jeff Davis and back. Um, Made me lose my train of thought on that one. But no, but yeah, they were trying to badmouth George Floyd by saying that he was like some big criminal or what have you. Your cornball girl Candace Owens was in there running her mouth. That I was like, and people may not like it, but I don't care if it was Jeffrey Dahmer or somebody who was a serial killer. You know, until they are convicted in the court of law to be sentenced to death, the police officer does not have the right to just, or people in general, like, yeah, well, he's not a good person. You don't have that right. You don't have that right. You know, um, if we're talking about, yes, and granted, there's a lot of people that get put to death that shouldn't have got put to death. That's different. But to sit there and say, well, I don't really care about him because he shoplifted when he was 15. And? Isn't there a scripture that says, he without sin throw the first stone? So if he's bad, and he should be deemed bad, are you not the same bad? Or is that something else? Or do you get a pass to be bad, but he doesn't? And one thing I hate is, like, if you didn't grow up with this person, close your mouth on them. Because you don't know. You don't know any of the information you're saying or reading is actually true. You said you only know one true judge, and it ain't him. And you ain't him. Absolutely. But when it comes to this, like, it makes themselves feel better, and they sleep better at night by saying, well, yeah, they're less than a person, which is military psychology. To get a soldier to be able to take another man's life, you have to dehumanize them so they can be okay with it psychologically and not have, and it's not 100%, because even then it's still, we got PTSD up there. I'm trying to keep it clean. That soldiers deal with every day, that have come back from deployments, and they're not the same person that left. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, we're at the halfway point. Time for the commercial break.
We knocking out all bums. Don't bring that weak shit in here.
4, 3, 2, kick it.
Yo, Chico, expose these clowns.
I will. Absolutely. And I really need to get a new headset. This is acting up. It's not a cheap headset. I'm gonna upgrade my equipment soon, slowly but surely. Can't afford every trinket or whatnot, but one of these days, I'll get there. Appreciate that, Mutt. Sick of her. At this time, these idiots who kiss badmouth this man. Doesn't matter what he did. He didn't deserve to be killed by a racist, demonic cop. Absolutely. Like I said, I'm not trying to say he's a saint because I don't know him. But I'm not going to put my mouth on him he was just not a good person. Because there's so many times people can sit there and hate on me, and y'all know they're no longer a part of the show, and somebody run with it, and they have no idea who I am. Especially these man haters, they'll sit up there and try to speak on my life, on my marriage, because they're mad at me personally, and then somebody else run with like, well, they said he's a woman hater or he hates women, so I'm gonna run with that instead of doing the research myself and see if if the person that's saying this is full of crap. Fayetteville, Georgia, Joe. But maybe you're talking to, what's the name? You're talking to Mutt. He said, Luxurious is in the building saying what up. What's going on, my man? It's Friday. I know you're relaxing right now, trying to unwind from the week. He said, right, I even heard he had meth in his body, etc. So what? That don't mean he deserved to die. But my thing is, because the reason why they're saying that is because they want to distract people from the fact that he was accused of having a fake $20 bill. All this crap over a fake $20 bill, even if it was a Monopoly $20 bill, he don't deserve to die. If somebody got fooled with a Monopoly $20 bill, that's on that dude. He didn't deserve to die for that. But supposedly, the $20 bill was actually authentic. So he died for a racist who thought he was doing something fraudulent. So he really wasn't even doing anything fraudulent to begin with, but it didn't deserve death. Yet, the Aurora Theater killing got to jail and got to trial. He made it there safely. The Charleston church bomb shooter made it to jail, made it to trial. Matter of fact, they flew him private jet to jail. The Batman killer, what have you, he was armed to the teeth. They took him alive. What did this guy have on him that made him dangerous, that deserved to take his life? So I'm like, this exposes all the so-called friends that look me dead in the eye and know they can't stand the color of my skin. But they're arrogant enough to look me in the eye and think that I'm going to ignore it, turn a blind eye to it, or fear them to where I'm going to curb or duck my head because they're so impressive. They're so intelligent that they can outsmart me and be racist but be slick about it. Nah, not happening. We're knocking out all bums on this show. So whether you're racist, and my thing is that I'm not, trying to be an internet gangster or anything like that, but racists and man-haters will not be comfortable around me. Period. Just to let you know. And so, just like this thing where somebody like, hey, why are these bad cops so comfortable around good cops? They should make it uncomfortable. Same thing with bad protesters. They should not be comfortable around good protesters. Y'all should not, they shouldn't be comfortable around you. I mean, there was a meme that said, I'm not mad at the person that hates me. I'm mad that they're comfortable to come to you about it. Why are they comfortable around you? Don't tell me what they said. Tell me what you said. Did you light them up? Or is that your boy? Or your girl? Because also, there's a video, I can't even watch it. It's so hard. That I watched it a couple of times and it's rough to watch. Where this guy looked like he about 80-something years old. And he gets knocked down by the cops. And as soon as he falls, blood starts pouring out of his ears. And I'm like, yeah, it almost looks fake. And I'm like, no decency, no humanity about that. White guy. You know what I mean? Equally as angry about that. No need for it. What was this old guy threatening? And I mean, like, it wasn't like one cop, like 100 old people or something. It was one dude and like 30 cops all in a line. Looked like they were on top of a government staircase going down to the street. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what was the need to knock him to the ground? And just keep on walking? I mean, I can understand your sentiment. You say you can't believe in good cops until they testify against the bad cops. It's tough. I'm not giving excuses, but it's tough to be a good cop when the bad cops are like the chief of police, the lieutenant, and they got connections. You seen what happened in New York. You know what I mean? The Frank, American Gangster that Denzel Washington did the movie on. A lot of corrupt police officers. It's hard when you're the one guy doing the right thing. And the one guy that was doing the right thing was like an alcoholic. You know what I mean? But he had the courage to step up against a lot of corrupt people. Yeah, Alessandra, it's rough to watch. I can't watch it. I get tired of try to skip past it because it's so rough. So sometimes it's hard because I know plenty of good cops that have lost their jobs because they stood up to bad cops. It's almost like the bad cops get protected while the good cops get hung out to dry on both ends. On the end of the so-called blue line and on the other end where people are like, we don't like cops, so we don't like you. You on your own. And that's messed up. Because at the end of the day, you want that cop to come protect you, save you if you're in danger. That don't make sense. So they're definitely doing what they can to taint his image, but by whatever means. And this clearly shows the excuses they're coming up with that reflects their comments. It must be checked to exploit the extreme bottomless stupidity they exemplify. Absolutely. And this clown Drew Brees, even though in the beginning he knelt with his brothers, that all of a sudden he want to come out of his mouth, at the wrong time to confess he thinks anybody who kneels for the national anthem is disrespecting the flag. There's no serving behind. That's the one that really irks me, is when these no serving clowns never served a day in their life want to have the nerve to say that they're offended by somebody kneeling. You didn't spill your blood for this country. Close your mouth. And yeah, I said it. He talking about, well, his grandfather, served, and that's what he's reflecting on. Oh, you mean back when Buffalo Soldiers existed and blacks could not get rights, but we're defending a country that, giving our life, paying up to the ultimate sacrifice of our life for this country, and we can't even drink from the same water fountain. That same country? And so like, well, it brings pride to me when I look at the flag. It don't mean the same thing for everybody. And you in New Orleans. Now, I don't know the demographic. I had to do the research on it, so I'm not going to speak on what I don't know. But I think there's a couple black people down there. And they just paid, I think Michael Thomas just got a new contract. So all his wide receivers are black. His running back's black. Offensive line. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of black dudes on it. Not too smart. And I don't believe his apology. Just saying it. I don't believe his apology. I think he's fake. And I don't know how realistic these pictures they're showing with him and Trump and Republican conferences and things like that. But and the sad part about it, I thought he was extremely motivating, when he first moved from San Diego to New Orleans. When you used to hear him, try to amp up his, offensive squad or whatnot, in the beginning of a game, at one point, one year, he had like the 300 theme. So he was like, Spartans, what's your profession and all that good stuff. And it was like the next time I think he said he did something about military. And so being military, I felt some kind of way about that. Like, yeah, that's hype. Get you hyped up. And he seemed like he was such I'm for everybody. We family, we in this together, that kind of thing. But to open up like this, yeah, you lost me. I don't think that's repairable, in my opinion. I mean, even I think Shannon Sharp said it best. He need to go ahead and retire. Right now, I don't think those bad luck plays the last couple of years with the Saints, are that detrimental anymore. I was like, dang, they got screwed over 2 years in a row on some bad or missed call. Like, that's crazy. But now, like, because I would have rather see them play the Patriots when the Rams went. Was that last year? Who won last year? Yeah, the Rams lost last year, didn't they? Am I right? Yeah, I think the Rams lost last year. Like, I would have rather the Saints then because I think they would have had a better chance at the Patriots. But yeah, not with that. And I know many a Saint fan that I'm like, can't wait to have that conversation with y'all. What y'all thinking about? I mean, it's to the point I'm almost willing to root for the dang Falcons because it was that bad. I mean, corny Charles Barkley trying to defend Drew, saying y'all are being too harsh on him. Nah, we're not being too harsh on him. Not even a little bit. He's a clown for that. Straight up clown. No, it has nothing to do with the back house versus protesters, but, just had to put that last little bit in there. Like I said, y'all can send me comments. Oh, and let me clear up some things because for the newbies or anybody that's coming in new, was that 2019? That was the year before? Who won last year? Oh, yeah, duh. Yeah, that was 2019. You're right, because the Kansas City won this last one against my Niners. Dang, boy, senior moment right there. Woo, Nelly. But, yeah. Yeah, my corny Niners, lost in the Super Bowl. So we got 2 freaking losses in the Super Bowl because that clown that we took from Atlanta, how did I forget, man? This year just passed by. Because for 3 years, I blacked out the NFL. I wasn't watching the game. I wasn't playing. They still did Cap 9. Now they're trying to, we were wrong. Cap was right. I don't believe y'all. I think y'all still, hold grudges. And, I'm telling people, no, Georgia. I'm in Georgia. No, the Rams didn't win, but they went. They got beat by the Patriots. But yeah, I'm telling people, man, wherever Kaepernick goes, that's who my new team is. And I've been a diehard Niners fan since the 80s. That's who if he gets to play for another NFL team, that's who I'm repping. I don't care. And not something where it's like, okay, they put him on the bench and, if he gets to start on a team, if the Falcons signed him and got rid of Matt Ryan, because I believe he's 10 times better than Matt Ryan, you would see a diehard Falcons fan. I'm right here in Atlanta. It's like, let's go Falcons. Get your first championship with Kaepernick. I'm just saying. I was there for the last game Cap played in Atlanta, and all the hecklers and whatever. I had to keep myself under control. The best thing I could do was anytime the heckler would say something about Cap, I would say, nope, not even a little bit. Nope. And so I would respond that way. That was the best thing I could do. Because what I wanted to do, there'd have been some ligament damage, Yep, I do all that. I'll be dirty birding, all that. Whatever kind of dance y'all got, Falcons up if they sign Cap. But until then, because I'm not really, even though dude's a very good player, I still think he's racist. Old boy that we picked up, Bosa, on the 49ers, still think he's racist. Want to say them corny comments talking about, he thinks Kaepernick is not a talented quarterback. You need to close your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. It's like, I can hope. You know what I'm saying? All these fake news stuff talking about he signed with the Jets and he signed with other. He ain't signed nowhere. These racist owners will not allow that to happen. Like one said, they don't want the inmates running the asylum because they view black players. And that's another thing. There's a lot of weak black players out there that if they just understood the power that they hold, and not to be to be mean when I say this, but like in the famous words of David Ruffin, ain't nobody came to see you, Otis. They came to see my man from KC. They came to see Baltimore's quarterback. Dang, I'm having another senior moment. Pat Mahomes boy, you know, LeVar Jackson, you know, that's what they came to see. Look at who they came to see. Look at who they came to see. You know, shout out to Tony Baker. But Bilal, Billy, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. You know, if the NFL is made up of 80% black, that's power. What happened if everybody just sat down? What you gonna do? Call back up Jay Cutler? Yeah, because I'm really pissed how they trying to do old boy from Oklahoma. They used to be the Alabama quarterback, Jalen Hurst. Is it Jalen Hurst? I always say his name wrong. Hurst or Hurts. I think it's Hurst. They're trying to make him a wide receiver or a running back. That's just wrong. And I think Philly signed him or selected him. You know, that's clown. That's some clown stuff. You know, there's plenty of lackluster quarterbacks in the NFL that he's better than already coming out. Jalen coming out of college, he's already better than. But they want to make him a running back because they don't like blacks in that quarterback position. They want him to do everything else, but they still think quarterback is only a white position that need to be held by a white person, period. Oh, so you know him? I think he's a real good dude, a real cool dude. You know what I mean? Because he went through a lot getting replaced by Tua, you know, you know, they were the 1-2 punch that Alabama needed that second year, where Jalen did exactly the reverse, but still lost out, you know, and ended up going to Oklahoma, you know, to get a starting role. Oh yeah, duh. That's your neck of the woods, Alabama, you know. So you probably ran into him. And I'm proud of Joe Burrows. I not really knowledgeable of him, but for him to be brave enough to be like, yo, and speak on it, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said, you know, he's, you know, supportive of Black Lives Matter and supportive of changes that need to be made. You know, there are 10-year veterans that are too scared to do what he just did. You know, maybe he's young and dumb, I don't know, but got props for me on that. You know, if that means anything. I was definitely surprised. And I pray that nobody tries to use that against him to ruin his career. You know, that's another one. Cam, you Auburn Tiger. Oh, okay, gotcha. I know y'all are passionate out there in Alabama. You know, between Auburn, Alabama, Georgia, LSU, like it seems like all SEC teams. If I say something, if I see an Auburn Tiger and I go, Roll Tide, man, they react, they jerk like, you know, like, who said that? You know, they not playing. You know, if I see a Crimson Tide, I'm like, go Dogs. What? You know, it almost sounds like they're like, Roll Tide. You know, they automatically want to respond. Like, it just come out like, you know, like they vomited. You know, Roll Tide. You know, get out my face. You know what I mean? They don't play. They are passionate about their football team, for real. But and I digress. When it comes to this show, I may or may not agree with the topic. Yeah, you said that's fighting words, right? I mean, I've had women, you know, this one, she's a physical therapist. She did my work on my shoulder. Man, she got to be 100 pounds soaking wet. But talk about her Crimson Tide and she ready to fight. You know, she ain't a little thing, but, man, she don't play. You know, I was sitting there because I don't even know. Like, y'all are Auburn Tigers, but then y'all say War Eagle. So I'm like, I'm not understanding where did the eagle come from with Auburn. I think your battle cry is War Eagle, or something like that. He said if the fans press the favor of the better black talent and the players, they change their tune. Yeah, I mean, if they sat down and was like, "Look, we ain't playing until y'all get this right," stuff will start changing. Like I said, they ain't come to see you, Otis. You can take it any way you want to, but they ain't come to see you. Other than old boy in North Carolina, the Carolina Panthers. Old boy, I had to eat my words. I did not think he was going to be a good running back. I'm like, I think he got inflated numbers in college, but so far he's doing great. Can't knock him for it. Okay, appreciate it, because I had no idea. Her friend was like, just say go Auburn or something, or War Eagle. And as soon as I said it, she was like, "Roar!" You thought she was going to turn into the Incredible Hulk. But she was like, I know you're not coming here talking that. And, she got a bumper sticker that say Alabama, Roll Tide and all that good stuff. And, yeah, they don't play. It's funny just to see the reactions because, I don't watch college football that much. I'm a fan of UNC Chapel Hill for personal reasons, and I'm a Florida State Seminoles for back in the day with Dion and Charlie Ward, and a couple others that played with them back in the early 90s, haven't really followed them lately, but like I said, I haven't followed any college. Again, I go off on rabbit trails a little bit, working on that. The topics are not necessarily my opinion. Members submit topics, and I try to keep it as authentic to what they wanted to submit. So there may be topics where I don't agree with at all, but it's something they want to talk about, and I said, no topics off limits. Send me the topics. I'll put it on. If it's not, derogatory or vulgar, I'm going to put it on. And then we're going to talk about it. I'll do my research on it and talk about it. Now, if it's something I disagree with, I'm going to let you know on the show. If I agree with it, I'm going to let you know on the show. But just like y'all have the right for your opinion, so do I. What I don't tolerate is racist opinions and man-hating opinions. If you want me to believe that all men are bad or all women are bad or all that kind of, this ain't the show for you. If you have a personal issue with one guy or several guys that you specifically know their names, I have no problem. You can say that all day long. But when you say, Scott did you wrong because men are terrible, I have a problem with that. That's not going to fly on my show. And versus like, well, Tyrone ripped off the liquor store. I'm not Tyrone. I'm not going to be held accountable for what Tyrone did. My name is not Tyrone. So you're not going to come out your mouth talking about some, well, yeah, that's what these blacks do. They go out here and eat fried chicken and watermelon and break into liquor stores. Yeah. I got nothing. So I appreciate you hanging out with me, Mutt, and the two other people that I do not know who are just watching on public establishment. I was trying to get my boy Jeff in here tonight. I know he wanted to speak on this, but he probably had some other things to do. I'm not mad at him. Hey, if you have some topics, Mutt, let me know. I'm not scared to talk about them, but we definitely need to talk. I have some stuff I need to chat with you offline concerning my show. As I've always said, you don't have to think like me, but you do have to think. You're never too big to learn. You're never too small to teach. We're all on here, and I'll try to get better as we go along, slowly but surely. I am trying to improve. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I love y'all. There's nothing y'all can do about it, you know. Yeah. We definitely we need to excuse me. We need to we're preparing for the 27th. So I can't wait for that. You know, I think it's gonna be awesome, and um, we're gonna continue to grow. You know, both entities. I'll leave it at that. Um, and the fake will be, exposed. If you genuine, you have no problem. It's the fakers out here that, sending these subliminal messages and, whining and crying in the dark. Those are the ones that are going to get exposed. I can show you better than I can tell you. But anyways, appreciate you, bro. I'm out of here. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your family. Love on family. And I will be going live tomorrow, 2 p.m. But other than that, I'll see y'all Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with a religious topic. I'm your boy, Freddie Chico, and I'm out.
We knocking out all bums. Don't bring that weak shit in here.
4, 3, 2, kick it.
Yo, Chico.
Expose these clowns!